power of self-belief. I want to take this time with you today to talk about something so simple yet so profound, something that has the power to shape your entire life, the power to carry you through storms, and the power to lift you higher than you ever thought possible. And that is the power of self-belief. When I say self-belief, I don't just mean having confidence when things are going right. I don't just mean feeling good about yourself on the days when everything falls into place. No, I mean the deep, unshakable knowing that you are worthy, that you are capable, that you are enough, especially in the moments when life tests you, when doors close, when you feel like you are walking through the wilderness of uncertainty. Now, I know you've had moments when you've doubted yourself. We all have. You've looked at your reflection and asked, do I have what it takes? Am I really good enough? Can I really do this? And the truth is, those questions are part of the human experience. But the deeper truth is that the answer to each one is already inside you. Yes, you are good enough. Yes, you do have what it takes. Yes, you can do this. Let me tell you something that I've learned over the years. Life will mirror back to you the belief you carry about yourself. If you see yourself as someone small, someone unworthy, someone without power, life will respond with limitations, barriers, and reminders of that belief. But if you carry yourself with the knowing that you were placed here with a purpose, with gifts, with something no one else can bring to this world, then doors will open, people will appear, and opportunities will align in ways that feel almost magical. But it all begins with you. It begins with the quiet decision you make every morning to believe in yourself. Now, I know belief isn't something that always comes easy. Some of us grew up in environments where we weren't told we were enough. Some of us were told we were too much or not enough, or that our dreams were impossible. Maybe you had someone laugh at your vision or tell you to be realistic. Maybe you had failures that left scars. Maybe you've been through heartbreak, loss, rejection, and every one of those experiences whispered in your ear, see, you can't do it. But let me remind you right now, those voices are not the truth. They are the echoes of fear, of other people's limitations, of temporary setbacks. And you are so much greater than that. Self-belief is not about ignoring your struggles. It's about looking them square in the face and saying, even here, even now, I will not give up on myself. Think about a seed. When you plant it in the ground, it doesn't look like much, just a small, fragile thing. But inside that seed, there is a tree waiting to bloom, fruit waiting to be born, shade waiting to be given. The seed doesn't question if it can grow. It simply does. It trusts what is inside of it, and so must you. Now let's slow down here because I want this to sink in. You have something inside of you, something planted in your soul that no circumstance, no person, no failure can ever take away. That's your gift. That's your calling. And the bridge between that calling and the life you dream of is your self-belief. There will be times when you stumble, times when the road is dark, times when you are tired of waiting, tired of trying. In those moments, self-belief is not just a nice idea. It is your lifeline. It's the voice that says, keep going. You are more than this moment. You are more than this obstacle. I want you to think about the people who inspire you most. Maybe it's a leader, an artist, an athlete, a teacher, a parent. Do you know what they all have in common? It isn't that life was easy for them. It isn't that they never faced rejection or fear. What they had was belief. They chose again and again to bet on themselves, even when no one else would. And here's the beautiful part. You can do the same. You can decide today that no matter what, you will believe in yourself. Now, I want to share a story with you. I once spoke to a young woman who had been told her whole life that she wouldn't amount to much. Teachers told her she wasn't smart enough. Friends told her she wasn't talented enough. She carried those words for years until one day she decided to stop listening. She began writing down affirmations. I am worthy. I am capable. I am enough. At first, it felt silly, but day by day, those words began to take root. She started showing up differently at work, in her relationships, in her choices, and slowly her life transformed. Not because the world around her changed overnight, but because she changed the way she saw herself. That is the power of self-belief. It shifts everything. And let me say this, self-belief is not arrogance. It is not about thinking you are better than anyone else. True self-belief is quiet. It's steady. It's rooted in humility and in grace. It's the understanding that you are no more or less valuable than anyone else, but that your life, your voice, your dream matters. So I want to invite you right now to reflect. Where in your life have you been holding back because you didn't believe in yourself? Maybe it's a dream you've been putting off. Maybe it's a conversation you've been afraid to have. Maybe it's a project, a book, a song, a business. What would happen if you decided today to believe you are capable of stepping into it? I can tell you what would happen. The energy around you would shift. You would begin to attract people who see your vision. You would begin to notice opportunities that were always there, but your doubt kept you blind to them. Now, as we continue together, I want you to breathe this in. You are worthy. You are capable. You are enough. Say it with me. I am worthy. I am capable. I am enough. Let those words settle into your spirit, because every time you say them, you're rewiring your mind. You're planting new seeds of belief, and in time, those seeds will grow into confidence, resilience, and success. Here's the truth. Life is not asking you to be perfect. Life is asking you to be present, to show up, to try, to believe. When you believe in yourself, you give yourself permission to rise. And when you rise, you give others permission to rise too. Think about how powerful that is. Your belief in yourself isn't just about you. It's about the lives you touch, the people who watch you, the ones who will be inspired by your courage. So, my friends, as we spend these hours together, let's dive deeper. Let's explore how self-belief touches every part of your life, your career, your relationships, your health, your purpose. Let's talk about how to nurture it, how to protect it, how to return to it when doubt creeps in. Because once you know the power of self-belief, truly know it, you become unstoppable. Now let's talk about the moments when self-belief feels the hardest, because it's easy to believe in yourself when everything is going well, when the bills are paid, when the job is secure, when the people around you are cheering you on. But what about when the money runs low? What about when the people you thought would support you walk away? What about when you've tried and failed and tried again and still the dream feels so far away? That is when self-belief becomes sacred. That is when it becomes not just a choice, but a lifeline. I remember speaking with a man who once told me that he felt invisible. He was working hard every single day, but no one seemed to notice. He felt like he had been passed over, overlooked, forgotten. And I asked him, do you see yourself? Do you believe in your own worth, even if no one else applauds you? He paused. Tears filled his eyes. And in that silence, he realized he had been waiting for the world to validate him instead of validating himself. You see, when you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for the world to give you permission. You stop waiting for the applause, the recognition, the title, the approval. You begin to live from the inside out, not the outside in. And that changes everything. Now, I want you to reflect on this. Think of a time when you achieved something you once thought was impossible. Maybe it was graduating. Maybe it was surviving heartbreak. Maybe it was starting over after loss. Whatever it was, you did it. You may not have thought you could, but you did. That's proof that you have resilience. That's proof that you have strength. That's proof that belief, even if it was small, even if it was shaky, was still alive in you. So let's take that proof and let's carry it into the future. Let's carry it into the dream that you're still holding on to. Now, I want to take you deeper into this truth. Your self-belief is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it might feel weak. It might shake under the weight of your doubts. But the more you choose to believe, the more you choose to affirm your worth, the stronger it grows. And soon, what once felt heavy will feel light. What once felt impossible will feel inevitable. This is why daily practices matter. Affirmations, journaling, meditation, prayer. These aren't just nice ideas. They are workouts for your belief. They remind you every single day who you are and what you're capable of. Let me share another story. I once met a woman who wanted to start her own business, but she was terrified. She said, "What if I fail? What if no one believes in me? What if I'm not enough?" And I told her, "What if you succeed? What if the world is waiting for exactly what you have to offer? What if your fear is just the doorway you must walk through to discover your strength?" And do you know what she did? She started. Slowly, imperfectly, but she started. And today, her business is thriving. Not because she never felt fear, but because she chose self-belief over fear. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what is the dream you're holding back because of fear? What would happen if you replace that fear with self-belief? Here's something powerful I want you to write down. Fear and belief cannot live in the same space. One will always push the other out. When you choose self-belief, fear loses its grip. Now let's breathe this in again. I am worthy. I am capable. I am enough. Say it again. I am worthy. I am capable. I am enough. Feel it. Let it settle deep into your heart. Because here's the truth. You don't need anyone else to tell you who you are. You already know. You don't need the world's permission to rise. You already have it. You don't need everything to be perfect before you begin. You just need to begin. And let me remind you, self-belief is not about pretending you'll never fail. It's about knowing that even if you fail, you can rise again. Even if you stumble, you can get back up. Even if the road takes longer than you expected, you will reach the destination. Think about the story of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see those failures as proof he couldn't do it. He saw them as proof that he was one step closer to success. That's self-belief in action. Now let's bring this closer to home. Think about your own life. Think about the times you doubted yourself but pushed through anyway. Think about the times you surprised yourself. Think about the times you proved your doubts wrong. That is your evidence. That is your power. As we continue together, I want you to hold on to this truth. Your belief in yourself is not just for you, it's for the generations that come after you. When you believe in yourself, you change the story for your children, for your community, for everyone who witnesses your courage. You become a living example of what is possible. So let me ask you again, who might be waiting for you to believe in yourself? Whose life might be impacted when you finally decide to step into your full power? Self-belief is contagious. When you walk into a room with quiet confidence, with grace, with certainty, others feel it. They are inspired by it. They are lifted by it. And that is why this work matters. That is why your self-belief matters. Now let's pause for a moment, not to stop, but to breathe, to let this truth land in your spirit. Place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. That heartbeat is your reminder that you are alive, that you are here, that you still have purpose. As long as you have breath, you have another chance to believe. And so, my friends, as we keep walking this journey together, I want you to remember, No matter the circumstances, no matter the challenges, no matter the storms, you have everything you need inside of you. You are worthy. You are capable. You are enough. And when you choose to believe that, not just once, not just today, but every single day, you will change your life.